Hi everybody, Nicole here with another tutorial slash walkthrough. Today we're going to be covering logos and file formats. And what's important about this is sometimes you might be using the wrong file format, and that might be causing you some problems when you're trying to work with a logo a logo template. So we're going to go over that today. I have already rendered three separate templates to hopefully show you the difference between the file formats so you understand it a little bit better. But before we get started, I want to show you the logo that I'm using as well as try to explain the file formats. So I have it right here in Photoshop. This is the logo that I'm using. This purple with white outline, this L and P in white with a plus sign in blue in the middle. And what you'll notice is that there are these checkers in the background, and what that means is that there is no background. The entire object is this circle. Now if I exported this in a JPEG file, which is what a lot of you might be using, this would all fill in white, and then you'd get a square made with white and then a circle on top of it in purple. When I export this as a PNG file, it keeps the transparent background, and so the only object is this white circle here. This can be seen when I open my media files, and we'll show you what that looks like in a second. So I've done a few edits to them, and I'm going to show you them in a second, but I'm going to open the carbon template here just because I think it helps illustrate the situation that you might be facing. Now remember, you always want to export in .png. That is the key there. So we're going to open this. Now I've adjusted my logo to work as well as it can. So if I wanted to use my regular logo, this is what it would look like here. I'm just dragging it around. But the problem is, this is very similar to if I had exported it as a JPEG. And what you want to be aware of is that these are not layered items. These are a flat surface. And so when the template takes it on, it recognizes it as one item. And so what you're going to see here with these other ones is I have removed portions of it. You can see the transparent background in the L and the P here. I've removed the lettering. And in this one, I've just removed all of the coloring here. So when I drop this in here, a few things can happen depending on the template you're using. If it's a colored template, it will show the colors, and you'll get a flat line or a flat layer surface with the colors. But if you're using something like carbon, all you're going to get is a black circle. And you want to make sure you have these transparent bits here. The way I want you to think of it is like a coin. These parts here are going to be the ridges that stick out, and everything that's transparent is going to be the background. So I want to show you what this is going to look like. We're going to remember this as 1, the original, 2, which is the parts that are a little bit taken out, and 3 with the most taken out, and you'll notice the difference. So I'm going to take you to the pre-rendered videos, and you can see them right here. This is 1. This is where I dropped in the main logo with nothing removed, and you can see how it just looks like a flat surface. And that can be interesting if that's what you want, but this is what would likely happen if you import a JPEG. You will get just a flat box. Now this is carbon color. This is number 2, as you can see by these removed bits here. And that adds some depth to it with color. If I left in the main, if I'd left in the white from the lettering, I would get the white lettering in here, it would be flat. But lastly, here is number 3. I've removed every bit but the L and the P writing here, and the circle, and you can see the depth that it creates. So really, it depends on what you're wanting, but you also want to make sure that the template that you're using is going to give you the results that you want. Obviously, if I'm going to need colors to show my image, I'll want to use maybe carbon color instead. But if I'm prepared to remove the coloring, or maybe there isn't much coloring in it, I might want to go for this one. And frankly, even though I have the coloring in mind, this looks very sleek, um, which is exactly what the carbon template is for. So just a few pointers again. You always want to export in PNG. Even if you plan on just using the regular logo as it is here, obviously this isn't showing the color, but as it is here, you still export in PNG. It will make your life easier if you just get in the habit of it. JPEG will just make it a block just like this, but you wouldn't even get the circle, you just get a square. And secondly, keep in mind what you want when you are picking a template. If you really want that color, and that's integral to your logo, make sure you do that. But if you don't need it and you want to go for something a little more sleek, consider removing parts of it to give you the depth that you want. And lastly, another tip and trick, if you plan on using these logos, and specifically the rendered videos and other videos, make sure you click the Add to Favorites button here. That will add that into your library so you can tack it on at the beginning of any video that you've got going on. So with that, I hope that answers your questions regarding logos. If you have any other questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And remember, PNGs, not JPEGs. All right, have a good day, folks, and enjoy editing.